It's money also, and that is the biggest problem.
God bless this land with so many mineral resources. We get gold and diamond, bauxite and rutile. We get fertile ground for do agriculture. If we use them wisely, we go experience prosperity. Make we use them wisely, we go experience prosperity.
For them people wait up na the rural community, yeah? Now land na in the book pan because 80 to 90% of them na farm business than they do. Them people here they claim now say since when them company here they don't come, they don't lost the land them inside them they make farm. And now the only thing they can do now for go fen work na the company them.
The only area of employment where others they consider with the project affected people, now in the area of labor. When they want for plant sugarcane or cut sugarcane or weed their own farm, the sugarcane farm. Now that time they then go come now we area for say we need 5 men a year, we need 10 men a year for go plant sugarcane or for go cut sugarcane.
Kaya tu wina di we si ati di la tete gaya mara. Ana biya betu wihilo kugwa heka pu heka wayakpa. Kenga tabo gwa heka fele or heka sawa. So ana ye kopo na boda te filo biya agwo akwe gwa bema. Kabia ga belu na lema. Ba go ba kwe gwa ba sku pa we wa. Ke bana ko kati ye heka sawa na biya biya. Agwo akwe gwa bema.
Look me, okay, me plant banga. I get 10 acre. Women be done the thing. Then when the company then can they send a 2 acre I get. They give me the money. And out of this banga, I be done they pay me the king's school fees. And they will be done they eat. They do everything at the house. Now BB plantation maybe get. Then they just can't pay for 2 acre. How me go succeed?
So now the place where be say what time reach the coach banker, that banker they will go exchange time to rest for it. They don't cut time. All. No able to get for bank again. They don't cut time. We get low cost. That low cost they do process and with the process and we they get something they would eat the. Then they all they don't cut time. Stick with the cut time, with the make now they would get we living. We know they get again.
Civil society organization then say the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Food Security get waiting and call crop compensation policy. But as then they say, this policy not they work.
With that large-scale investment here, government gets a policy. Because we know, say, if the people then come, it's very difficult because the land tenure system in this country is different. Waiting operate or waiting obtain at the western area is completely different from waiting to happen at the rural areas. The rural areas, the custodians and owners of the land are the rural people. Then. But government not get for able to come every day. They can't talk price to them Kamara them for their own 5 acre. They ever go to them Bangura, they go talk price to them for their own 20 acre. It can't to them say no. So government come out with a policy say okay, this is what it is. Every 1 hectare, government they're supposed to pay any company can supposed to pay $12.50 per hectare. That $12.50 say, then they distribute it into various percentages. Greater percentage of them, they go to the land owning family. I think something like 20%, they go to the chiefdom and the councils for help them with some other developments around, right? When to make a government do this, and when government they do this with them people here, then they get them lawyers, then they get them people, and then talk to the land owning families. When they agree, say we don't agree with this, that we give up with land for this, then the transaction go on.
Some other civil society organizations themselves they say the allow government allow the investor for come do big time investment per land business, not in line with the government in policy for smallholder farmer them.
We see that a lot of companies be coming to the country for acquire large area of land, and the very land where smallholder farmers and being dependent and then land in the companies they really take. So we see say if government they really try to promote smallholder commercialization program and smallholder farming, then at the same time they bring in big companies for compete with them poor smallholder, and it becomes a problem in the area of food production.
Well, for say the large-scale investment companies and the impact negatively on food production, to me, I totally disagree. I will give why I say I disagree. One, them villages here, so with people, with brothers and sisters, they make them small farms, They land for them small farms, or areas, If you go within ADACs, you go within the villages are still there, and the areas, for them carry on agricultural activities, the areas are still there. Like ADACs, they support them farmers, they are not with seeds only. with machines for help them for plant and all. I will tell you, say in 2013, the amount of rice we had help the farmers and for plants in that area, they then come and give them seeds and give them tractor plow for them and plants for them. Even where time reach for harvest, the rest so could the farmers enable even for harvest and again for call Ministry of Agriculture, we send combined harvester for go help them.
Inside the last 4-5 years when they operate in a salon, then company will come do investment per land for agriculture. Don't they get problem with the one that will get the land and the one that will be they use the land? Where don't they lead to half chamot na the community them? As na this kind way the community people then feel say they go able for sure say they're not glad because of some threatening where they can threaten them. The way how police can just lock them up like that, and where proper way not they how they mark the land, we go make the people able to get the land back where the investor then go don't go.
Because there is problem in Pujong, Malin, there is problem in Tonkolili, Adax, and there is problem in Poloko where we had SLA, Silver Group, and now it's West Africa Agriculture. I mean, all of these companies can get problem with community people. So that they tell you, say, the method of acquiring the land, there is a missing link there, and where they cow with the problem.
But by all the grumble and complain, one thing was clear, now that the community people them not they against the investor they come one.
If people they say others bioenergy not bring development in this country, that's like not so sweet. But who are the people that are really benefiting on this bioenergy project? Now extra people them.
Then on this agreement, them don't tell with people and say them go educate with picking them. They'll go picking a scholarship from primary onto college level. But up to this time, this company exists now for 4 years. None of the agreements here do not fulfill.
But some company then they don't try for do waiting them in promise.
Currently, we are doing community barriers. We are doing wells at the moment, and we are also doing public toilets in the various villages. But apart from that, we are doing some other larger projects. One being the most important one that currently is ongoing is the expansion of the BMOC Medical Center here in San Malen to bring that up to a level where we hope it will be registered as eventually as a hospital. It will be very shortly having a visiting doctor, and at some stage it will have a resident doctor. So improvement on healthcare is one of our major achievements that we want to reach. Further to that, we are doing a large mosque in the town because predominantly the people here are Muslim, and there was a large request for that. So that is a big project that we are doing.
But by all waiting the company then they do for make the help the community then, people then still they look for way how they go sit down and talk about them problem and find way how they all go come to one. We go make them always involved gladly.
The work, one great person and they take now this song. Whether one great person if you then pay for 1 month, it will able help with one person like how Bokuso. We get your own family, this get your own family, this get your own family, this get your own family. That one great family person, you will able to help all family, you know go able. So they are with a bake, let them chance then they will get time.
Now going back to the livelihood, we look at and say, then companies will come. They even can acquire land with their existing plantation. In some of our engagements with them, we told them as a model, instead of acquiring the land completely, why can't you finance the owners of these existing plantations? Because now palm oil plantation they get, and now palm oil you can do. Why you not go finance them? You give them what you're supposed to give them. Then at the end of the day, when they harvest, they are left with no option but to sell to you because now you don't support them right through this period. I mean, by so doing, you get a peaceful coexistence with community people because you go to promote them.
We have a forum which discusses those type of points. Every month we meet. It's called the Social and Grievance Committee meeting. It has representation from Lower Malen right up to Upper Malen, including women's groups, So it's a cross-section representation from the chiefdom, and it's in that forum that we discuss what types of projects we do to assist people. Obviously, in everything that you do, there's a limit in terms of funding, but you concentrate on the key points.
As we all know, like very sensitive thing we deal with, and in many cases we step on toes because people think that like we talk against their interest. Because the only thing I don't know the way the company realize now that the only way they will succeed now when they engage, who all engage constructively. And now I will admit say we engagement with the company is very, very strong, and I mean with the sit down now we discuss key issues, we plan things together. That, okay, we think say that this will happen, and if it happen this way, it will work well.
So I think say we're not for say particularly for the companies, not for say because well they don't sign, so it don't done. No. That not going to be the best option. The best option will be let we go back. We know some mistakes don't make. People that don't do agreements, communities don't sign. Well, they don't understand what they sign. And let we go back and look at the agreements there. So there is nothing stopping us from follow or review the agreement and make them better for the people.
We get to call another cluster aftercare meetings where we look at bringing investors in particular sectors and can meet with them and discuss the issues. The simple reason is, just last year we began the first what we call presidential investor roundtable, aftercare roundtable. Also we bring the private sector and the public sector for where we can discuss and how we can improve we doing business environment or investment climate. So a very key, because we think say investors are partners in the communities, and they partner with the communities, then are partners with the government. So as a result of that, all these three parties need for work in a very, very cordial and conducive way. So now that's the aftercare they gear towards improving the existing relationship between the investors, the communities, and the government as the three main parties and whatever investments where they have in the country.
Now waiting we for do for make we country fine. Mama and Papa are this na question. As with the ABOP say the community them will get them problem here, who able enjoy their rights to their land. We same way so the ABOP say all the people them were involved, where they can call stakeholder them, go see say important for make them sit down and talk, so that them go find way for solve them boku problem there where they pan this investment pan big time agriculture business. And for make the country insecurity people them give right to who that get right, and not just they give one side no more right when they do them work. So that this big time agriculture business no go count on puelat for people them like how we be upping pan the diamond business. And we all the hope say the land policy where governments they develop go look inside them problem here better one. Now waiting we for do for make we country fine. Mama and Papa are this na question time. Why every day